When I was first asked to be here tonight, I have to tell you that I got Kylie's email, and a part of me remembered the last time I was on stage in this building, and it was horrific. It was at the Pride Assembly, and I had worked with some students, and every year we selected a staff member to be recognized. And one particular year, I knew exactly who it was going to be. I shopped for presents, I helped the students write a speech about this teacher. I snuck her family in to surprise her moments before she was announced. And I stood next to her at the assembly, and I had my camera ready to catch her reaction. And about halfway through the speech the students were giving about her, they switched it, and it was about me. And as I walked down to the stage, I had a mix of emotions. I felt terrible because I had invited her family here to honor her. And as I was up there, I turned and saw my family there. And I literally almost face planted walking off the stage and tripped myself and tripped on the edge of the stage. And our youngest son still says, "Mom, that was one of the most cringe moments of my life," because he sat in the audience. Inductees, welcome. I know as a mom and as a teacher how many times you have sacrificed to be here. The hours that maybe friends were scrolling on social media, playing video games, binging on Netflix. Not that you don't do that, but you sacrificed to be here. Parents, I know how hard it is to push and to make sure they're doing everything they need to do to be the best version of themselves. And one of my favorite quotes that I want to share with you tonight, and you're going to hear it a few times. The days are long, but the years are short. And Leanie touched on that in her speech. The days are long, but the years are short. Parents, it probably seems like just yesterday that you were dropping these wonderful students off to kindergarten for their first day of school. Juniors and seniors, it probably feels like just yesterday that you were entering this building for freshman orientation, and now look, here you are, ready to graduate this year or next year. I have to say that the students, the seniors every year, the ones who have the countdown going for graduation, who can't wait to leave this building for the last time, senioritis kicks in, and I get it, because winter days in Michigan can be tough. Those seniors were usually the ones stopping by my room on their way out of the building for the last time, filled with emotions, tears streaming down their face. So enjoy the journey. And like you heard earlier, push yourself out of your comfort zone. The days are long, but the years are short. And I want to just touch on 3 words here tonight. Number 1, courage. It takes courage to push yourself out of your comfort zone. I remember when I was in high school and I really wanted to be drum major of the marching band. I felt like a fraud though. I didn't know what I was doing. Who was I to audition for this? And I did it, and I can't tell you how many leadership opportunities and how much just pushing myself out of my comfort zone opened up for me. Every year when I taught here for 31 years, I would find a few seniors and I would plant seeds. Hey, I think you'd be great at speaking at commencement. And so I won't be here to do that this year. So I'm planting seeds among all of you. Think about taking that on, and if it's not speaking at commencement, maybe it's something else that you have to show up with courage for, because that is where true growth happens. And I think courage is like a muscle. Every time you do something scary, it makes the next time just a little bit easier. And that's where true joy comes, is when we bridge that gap and step out of our comfort zones. First word is courage. Second word, kindness. You can have all the accolades, you can have all the AP classes, you can have the GPA that you have, and that is amazing, and I value that so much. But without kindness, you need to show up with kindness every day. One of your classmates, and I don't see her, I thought she might be here tonight. One of your classmates last year came into my classroom and she was carrying, I think there were about 100 sheets of paper with her. They weren't little sticky notes. They were full written notes to each person in the Allegro show. Adrian Mills took time to write every person, not just the actors, but everybody from behind the scenes to people doing costumes, and she wrote them a letter. She mounted them on colorful construction paper. She had them up. Imagine how that felt, walking in. You're nervous, you're about to go out for opening night, and to know that someone sees you. That's all we all really want, right? Is to be seen. Someone appreciates us. So show up with kindness, even when it's not convenient. And Adrienne did that her freshman year, her sophomore year, her junior year, and I'll bet you she'll do it again this year. So courage, kindness, third and final word is magnetic. What the heck does magnetic mean? Magnetic energy. Are you guys too young to know who Winnie the Pooh is? Do you know Winnie the Pooh? Yeah. Okay. All right, so you know Tigger and Eeyore. Think about that kind of energy, and we all levitate from that spectrum. We can't always show up with, those strong emotions and that vibe, but nobody really wants to be around that Eeyore. The cloud hanging over him, his tail between his legs, everything is doom and gloom. But if you can come in with a little bit of Tigger energy, when you have that magnetic energy, it attracts people to you, it attracts opportunities to you, versus Eeyore, who pushes people away, and you miss out on opportunities. I went to Costco the other day, and I just wanted to practice this, and there was a guy standing just giving out the food samples, and I noticed it was just kind of like robotic. So when I walked up to him, I took the time and I just smiled, and I gave a very genuine thank you. And he looked up, gave me a smile. He felt seen. And he said, "You have a beautiful smile." And it wasn't about my smile, it was the fact that I saw him. So my challenge to you is to see people, to show some kindness. Life is busy, but show up with some magnetic energy. The days are long, but the years are short. Don't play it safe. Don't play small. Live with courage. Push yourself outside of your comfort zone. Live a life filled with kindness. My mom raised me to treat the custodian the same way I would treat the President of the United States, and I take that to heart. 3, show up with magnetic energy. All right, as a teacher for 31 years, you're not going to get off the hook without an assignment for me. So I have a bucket of pens up here that I had made just for you, just for this event. And on it, the 3 words. First is courage. And this week, I want you to find something that you can do to push yourself out of your comfort zone. And maybe you don't do it, but maybe you commit to it. Something this week. And you're going to take one of these pens, and I want you to remember and really do this. Family, this is for you too. Second, kindness. Show kindness to someone. Show up even when it's tough. Third, magnetic energy. Push yourself to vibe it up. And you can vibe it up too much too. I should probably clarify. You don't want to bounce into a room. You've got to read the room with Tigger energy if the energy's down here, but notch it up just a little bit. See if you can bring some magnetic energy. I could have stopped when I retired. But teaching in room 612 for 31 years gave me so much fulfillment, so much purpose. And so I started a podcast. And if you know me, you know my favorite number is 22. So it's Project You 2.2. Because I want you to level up from the 1.0 version of yourself to the 2.0 version of yourself, and then the 2.2 version of yourself. All right, let's see if you guys can handle this. I want you to finish my quote. The days are long, don't be shy, but
years are short.
Awesome. Great job. As I leave this stage, I'm hoping to exit with a little bit of a graceful entrance or